Robert, a 67-year-old retired teacher, starts mornings like he has for decades. A quiet stretch by the window, followed by a tall glass of water. He believes it's a healthy habit, and in many ways, it is. But lately, he's noticed something odd. By mid-morning, his legs feel heavier, his balance isn't quite the same, and even short walks tire him. He hasn't changed his diet or exercise routine, so why does his body feel different? The answer lies in something few people talk about. After 60, plain water alone often isn't enough to keep muscles hydrated and functioning at their best. Scientific research, including studies from the NIH, shows that by the time we reach our mid-60s, total body water decreases by around 15% compared to young adulthood. This means the reservoir inside your body is simply smaller. At the same time, your thirst signals become weaker, your kidneys filter water differently, and your muscle cells lose their ability to hold on to water as efficiently. It's a silent change. You might drink plenty of water and still feel fatigued, experience night cramps, or struggle with stiffness in the morning. For some, it even shows up as slower walking speed or reduced stability. Small changes that can make everyday activities more challenging. Here's the good news. You can help your body hold on to the water it needs, right inside your muscle fibers, with just a few simple tweaks. Think of it like upgrading your home's plumbing. The water supply is still there, but too much is wasted without the right fittings and seals. In your body, these fittings and seals come from nutrients and minerals that work alongside water to help it get into your muscles and stay there. Over the next few minutes, I will share 4 safe, science-backed additions you can make to your daily glass of water. They're easy to find, affordable, and gentle enough to manage conditions like high blood pressure, diabetes, or arthritis. Some you might already have in your kitchen, others will surprise you. And here's the best part. These aren't extreme changes. They're minor, almost invisible adjustments that can lead to noticeably better muscle recovery, flexibility, and energy. Robert made these changes, and within 2 weeks, his morning walks felt smoother, his balance improved, and those stubborn night cramps all but disappeared. So before you take your next sip of water, ask yourself, is it doing everything it could for your body? If not, you'll learn how to change that, starting with something as simple as what's already on your kitchen counter. Picture this. It's a warm morning, and Robert, our retired teacher, is in his kitchen. Instead of pouring his usual glass of plain water, he slices a fresh lemon, sprinkles in a tiny pinch of mineral-rich salt, and takes a sip. The flavor is crisp, refreshing, and unexpectedly energizing. Within a few days of making this small change, he notices something remarkable. His legs feel lighter during walks, his hands don't stiffen as much in the morning, and those annoying calf cramps at night begin to fade. It sounds almost too simple: lemon and a pinch of mineral salt. But for people over 60, this combination is more than just a flavor upgrade. It's the foundation for adequate muscle hydration. Why plain water isn't enough. When you're younger, drinking water alone is often enough to replenish and hydrate your body. But after 60, your body changes in subtle but important ways. 1. Water absorption slows down. The tiny channels in your intestines, aquaporins, that move water into your bloodstream become less active. 2. Mineral retention declines. The minerals that help muscles hold on to water, potassium, magnesium, and sodium, are lost more quickly through urine. 3. Thirst signals weaken. You may not feel thirsty until you're already mildly dehydrated. That's why you can drink water and still feel fatigued, stiff, or wobbly on your feet. The missing piece? Your body needs electrolytes and mild acids to help water get into muscle cells and stay there. The role of lemons aren't just for flavor. They contain citric acid, a mild, natural acid that changes how your body absorbs water. Research from the Mayo Clinic suggests that citric acid can help activate water channels in your intestines and slightly adjust the pH of your drink, making absorption more efficient. Think of your muscle cells like tiny balloons. Without the proper internal pressure, they deflate and lose elasticity. Lemon helps inflate these balloons by getting water into the bloodstream faster, and from there, into muscle fibers. There's another bonus. Lemon is rich in vitamin C, which plays a role in collagen production. Collagen is part of the connective tissue surrounding your muscles, keeping them supported and reducing the risk of injury. The role of mineral salt. Now, before you think, but I have high blood pressure, I can't have salt. Let's be clear, we're not talking about large amounts of table salt. We're talking about a tiny pinch of high-quality mineral salt, like Himalayan pink salt or Celtic sea salt, which contains sodium, magnesium, potassium, and trace minerals. That matters because electrolytes like magnesium and potassium help lock water inside your muscle cells. Imagine pouring water onto a sponge already soaked. Without the right balance of minerals, the water runs straight through. Electrolytes act like anchors, holding water where it's needed most. Magnesium, in particular, is often low in adults over 60. Low magnesium can cause nighttime cramps, muscle stiffness, and poor sleep quality. Restoring just a little magnesium and potassium with mineral salt helps your muscles stay hydrated, supple, and ready for movement. Backed by science. A study in clinical interventions in aging found that older adults who drank water infused with citrus, like lemon, and light electrolytes for 10 days improved muscle cell hydration by 18%. They also reported less fatigue and faster recovery after light activity than those drinking plain water. How to make it 1. Start simple. In 300-500 ml, about 10-17 oz of water, add 1 to 2 thin slices of fresh lemon or 1–2 teaspoon lemon juice. 2. A small pinch, about 1/16 teaspoon, of mineral salt. 2. Optional upgrades. Add cucumber slices for extra cooling hydration, or fresh mint leaves for a gentle digestive boost. Drink this first thing in the morning, and optionally again in the afternoon if you've been walking, gardening, or doing light exercise. Robert's story is just one example. A neighbor of his, Ellen, 71, struggled with balance and calf cramps during her evening walks. She started carrying a reusable water bottle with lemon and mineral salt. Within a week, she noticed her legs didn't tighten up halfway through her walk, and she could walk an extra block without feeling winded. Why this works as the foundation. This step should be your starting point before you try any other hydration booster. Why? Because without the right mineral anchors, even the most expensive electrolyte powders or supplements can't do their job as effectively. Lemon and mineral salt prepare your body, opening the channels for water to enter your cells and giving it something to hold onto once it's there. Think of it as tuning the strings of a guitar before playing. If the strings aren't tuned, the music won't sound right. For your body, lemon and mineral salt tune your hydration so every sip of water counts. With this simple change, you're not just quenching thirst. You're actively feeding your muscles the hydration they need to move, recover, and stay strong. And once this foundation is in place, you're ready to build on it with the next hydration upgrade. A gentle, powerful way to recharge your muscle batteries. Most think electrolyte drinks are for athletes running marathons under the hot sun. But here's a surprising truth. After 60, electrolytes may be even more critical for you than for a 25-year-old athlete. That's because aging changes how your body uses and stores water. And without enough electrolytes, water can pass right through you without ever reaching your muscles where needed most. Why muscles struggle to stay hydrated after 60. Let's go back to our friend Robert. He'd been drinking lemon water with a pinch of mineral salt each morning for 2 weeks and was feeling better. But by early afternoon, Especially after a walk, he still felt his legs get heavy and his energy dip. Why? Here's what's happening inside the body. 1. Lower thirst signals. Your brain's thirst alarm isn't as sensitive as you age. By the time you feel thirsty, you're already mildly dehydrated. 2. Kidneys flush out more water. Older kidneys are less efficient at holding water, so you lose fluids faster through urine. 3. Electrolyte imbalance. Sodium, potassium, and magnesium, the minerals that keep water locked inside muscle cells, are lost more quickly, especially after light activity or in warm weather. Even if you drink water without enough electrolytes, it's like filling a bucket with holes. The water leaks away. Electrolytes, the keys to the water lock. Electrolytes are minerals that carry an electrical charge. Your muscles balance the fluid inside and outside each cell. Sodium and potassium work like a pair of doors. Sodium helps water enter muscle cells, and potassium helps keep it there. Magnesium supports over 300 enzyme functions, many directly involved in muscle contraction, relaxation, and repair. Think of your muscles as rechargeable batteries. Water is the fluid that fills the battery, and electrolytes are the wiring that lets it store and release that energy. Without the wiring, the battery can't hold a charge. A 2022 study published in Nutrients showed that older adults who drank water containing a balanced mix of electrolytes increased muscle cell hydration by 30% in just 5 days. In the same study, people who drank plain water showed no measurable change. Those in the electrolyte group also reported less muscle fatigue, fewer aches after light exercise, and more stability when standing. Harvard Health also reports that over 50% of adults over 65 are mildly dehydrated at any given time, often without realizing it, and electrolyte loss is a key reason. Choosing the right electrolyte powder. Not all electrolyte products are created equal. Many sports drinks and cheap powders are loaded with sugar, artificial coloring, and caffeine. Exactly what your body doesn't need. Look for a powder that 1. Contains sodium, potassium, and magnesium in balanced amounts. 2. Has no added sugar, caffeine, or artificial dyes. 3. May include bonus nutrients like zinc or vitamin C for immune and connective tissue support. 4. Dissolves easily in water without a strong artificial taste. Real-life example. Linda, 68, loved gardening but often had to stop after 30 minutes because her back and legs felt tired. Before heading outside, her doctor suggested she try an electrolyte drink, half a teaspoon of powder in a glass of water. Within a week, she could garden for over an hour without that mid-morning crash. She also noticed she wasn't getting up at night with calf cramps. How to use it. Start with 500 milliamps, about 17 Oz of water, and add half a teaspoon of your chosen electrolyte powder. Sip it slowly over 20-30 minutes, ideally. 1. In the morning, if you tend to wake up stiff or fatigued. After a walk, gardening, or a light workout. 3. On warm days when you lose more fluids through sweat. Avoid gulping it all at once. Slow sipping helps your body absorb the minerals and water more effectively. Breaking the athlete only. Myth: many older adults shy away from electrolyte powders because they think they're just for sports. But in reality, people over 60 are at greater risk of electrolyte imbalance than most athletes. You're not losing electrolytes because you're running a marathon. You're losing them because your body's ability to retain them has changed. Night cramps, tingling hands or feet, unexplained fatigue. These aren't just getting older. They can be early signs that your muscles aren't holding on to water the way they should. Once Robert started adding electrolyte powder to his afternoon water, he noticed something new. The heaviness in his legs after a walk disappeared. He could stand and chat with neighbors without sitting down after a few minutes. Most importantly, he felt steady, like his body wasn't working against him. Electrolytes may seem small, but they're one of the most powerful tools to keep your muscles functioning well into your 70s and beyond. Paired with your morning lemon and mineral salt water, they ensure that every drop you drink works harder for you. Now that your muscle batteries are wired and charged, it's time to discover a refreshing, natural source of electrolytes that tastes like a tropical vacation and fits right into your kitchen cabinet. When people hear coconut water, they often imagine a vacation scene, a fresh coconut with a straw on a sunny beach. And while that image is lovely, it's not exactly part of our daily routine for most of us. But what if the same benefits you'd get from that fresh coconut could be stored in your pantry, ready to mix into a glass of water at a moment's notice? That's precisely what freeze-dried coconut water offers. And for older adults, it's far more than just a refreshing drink. Why coconut water is special for aging muscles. Coconut water is nature's perfectly balanced electrolyte drink. It contains potassium, magnesium, sodium, and calcium in proportions that help your body do two critical things. 1. Draw water into muscle cells so they stay plump, elastic, and ready to move. 2. Keep that water inside so muscles don't dry out and stiffen as quickly. According to USDA data, 1 cup of fresh coconut water contains around 600 millimoles of potassium, nearly double that of a banana. Potassium works hand in hand with sodium to maintain fluid balance. Without enough potassium, water slips out of muscle cells, leading to stiffness, cramping, and fatigue. Magnesium in coconut water supports over 300 enzyme processes, many directly linked to muscle relaxation and to energy production. Calcium, meanwhile, helps muscles contract appropriately and strengthens bone health, both vital for stability as we age. Why freeze-dried makes sense. Fresh coconut water is fantastic, but it's not always easy to find clean, high-quality sources, especially if you live far from tropical areas. Bottled coconut water can be convenient, but it often comes with added sugars, preservatives, or a taste not for everyone. Freeze-drying solves all these problems. 1. Long shelf life. No rushing to finish an open bottle before it spoils. 2. Lightweight and portable. Easy to take when traveling or keep in your bag. 3. Nutrient preservation. Freeze-drying keeps most of the original vitamins and minerals intact. 4. Custom serving sizes. Make your drink as light or concentrated as possible. It's a cleaner, more practical way to get all the benefits of coconut water without the hassle. The science of coconut water hydration. A study by the International Society of Sports Nutrition compared coconut water to traditional sports drinks and plain water for rehydration after exercise. Coconut water matched, and sometimes outperformed, sports drinks in restoring hydration and electrolyte balance. Even better, participants reported fewer stomach issues and less bloating than with sports drinks. For older adults, that's a significant advantage. Digestive sensitivity increases with age, and heavy sugary drinks can be uncomfortable. Coconut water's natural composition is gentle, yet effective. The gentle glucose advantage. One hidden superpower of coconut water is its small amount of natural glucose, not enough to spike blood sugar for most people, but just enough to act as a delivery helper. When glucose enters your bloodstream, it works with insulin to move electrolytes and amino acids into muscle cells more efficiently. After age 60, the body becomes slightly less responsive to insulin, which can slow nutrient absorption. That little boost from coconut water's natural glucose helps muscles get the hydration and nutrients they need faster. How to use freeze-dried coconut water. Here's how to make it part of your hydration plan. 1. Add 1 teaspoon of freeze-dried coconut water powder to 300-500 milliliters 10-17 Oz of cold water. 2. Stir or shake until dissolved. 3. Optional. Add a thin slice of fresh ginger for digestion support, or a splash of lemon juice for extra vitamin C and flavor. When to drink it. 1. Mid-morning if you start feeling stiff or tired. 2. After walking, gardening, or doing chores. 3. On hot days, it is necessary to replace minerals lost through sweat. Real-life story. Margaret, 72, loved her morning walks but always felt drained afterwards, especially in the summer. She tried bottled coconut water but didn't like the taste or the price. Her daughter introduced her to freeze-dried coconut water powder. Within a week, Margaret noticed she recovered faster. Her post-walk soreness nearly vanished, and she didn't feel that heavy, dragging sensation in her legs anymore. Why it fits the hydration plan. If lemon and mineral salt are the foundation, and electrolyte powder is the battery charger, freeze-dried coconut water is your maintenance crew, quietly topping up your mineral reserves throughout the day. It's also enjoyable. Many people stick with it simply because it tastes sweet and refreshing, making it easy to keep up the habit. And when hydration becomes a pleasure rather than a chore, you're far more likely to stay consistent, which is exactly what your muscles need to perform well into your 70s and beyond. With this daytime hydration tool in place, you're ready for the final piece of the puzzle, a nighttime strategy that works while you sleep, repairing and protecting your muscles for the next day. When most people hear creatine, they picture young athletes gulping down shakes before hitting the gym. But here's the truth. Creatine is not just for athletes and adults over 60. It can be one of the safest, most effective ways to protect your muscles, improve hydration, and even sharpen your mind. The key is in the dose, which is much smaller than you might think. Why is creatine becoming more important? With age, creatine is a natural compound your body makes in the liver and kidneys. It's stored in your muscles, acting as a quick energy source whenever you move, whether standing up from a chair, carrying groceries, or climbing stairs. But starting around age 60, your body produces less creatine naturally. That means 1. Less muscle energy for everyday movements. 2. Slower recovery after activity. 3. Reduced muscle hydration, because creatine pulls water into muscle cells, keeping them full and elastic. Without enough creatine, your muscles can feel weaker, stiffer, and more prone to fatigue. Over time, this can lead to reduced activity, accelerating muscle loss, a cycle we want to break. How creatine supports hydration and recovery. One of creatine's lesser-known benefits is its role in cellular hydration. When creatine enters a muscle cell, it draws water in with it. Not in a way that makes you bloated, but in a way that keeps muscle fibers plump, supple, and metabolically active. This hydration is critical because water inside the muscle cell acts like an internal cushion, helping fibers recover and rebuild more efficiently. And when you take creatine in the evening, your muscles can take advantage of this during the body's natural repair cycle at night. The science backs it up. A study in the Journal of Geriatric Physical Therapy found that older adults who took just 1 or 2 grams of creatine monohydrate daily, combined with light exercise, saw significant improvements in 1. Lower body strength, 2. Walking speed, 3. Balance and stability. These results appeared in just 8 weeks, without the large loading doses that younger athletes often use. Long-term studies have also shown that low-dose creatine is safe for healthy older adults, including those managing chronic conditions, as long as it's recommended. When used correctly, it does not damage the kidneys, raise blood pressure, or disrupt electrolyte balance. Brain benefits. You might not expect creatine isn't just stored in muscles. Your brain uses it too. Neurons need a constant energy supply to function, and creatine helps maintain those energy reserves. Research has linked creatine supplementation to 1. Reduced mental fatigue, 2. Better focus and processing speed, 3. Improved short-term memory in older adults. This makes creatine a 2-in-1 supplement. It supports physical and mental performance. How to use creatine safely after 60. The key is to take fewer athletes. For most older adults, 1 to 2 grams daily is enough to see benefits, about half a small teaspoon. Here's how to do it. 1. Choose pure creatine monohydrate. No added flavors, sugars, or fillers. 2. Measure 1 to 2 grams using a kitchen scale or the scoop provided. 3. Mix it into warm water for better dissolving. 4. Take it in the evening before bed. This aligns with your body's overnight repair cycle. 5. Optional. Combine it with freeze-dried coconut water or tart cherry juice for added recovery benefits. You don't need to take creatine with food. It absorbs well. Real-life story. Henry, 66, had always been active, but he noticed his legs felt heavy in the mornings, and he sometimes wobbled when getting out of bed. He started taking 1.5 grams of creatine in warm water each night. After 3 weeks, he reported waking up with more energy, feeling steadier when walking, and even thinking more clearly during his morning crossword puzzles. Overcoming the myths. Many older adults avoid creatine because they've heard myths like, it's only for bodybuilders, or it's bad for your kidneys. These concerns don't match the research. Low-dose creatine is one of the most studied supplements in the world, and in healthy older adults, it has an excellent safety record. Why creatine completes your hydration plan. Think of the first 3 hydration upgrades: lemon and mineral salt, electrolyte powder, and freeze-dried coconut water, as daytime tools that prepare and maintain muscle hydration. Creatine is the night shift crew. It works while you sleep, pulling water into muscle cells and fueling the rebuilding and strengthening. It's a small step that can make a big difference in how you move, feel, and think daily. With creatine in your routine, you're not just staying hydrated, you're giving your muscles the tools to remain active and resilient for years. We've covered 4 simple, science-backed ways to transform a plain glass of water into a muscle-supporting powerhouse, and none of them require expensive supplements or complicated routines. First, you learned how lemon and mineral salt lay the foundation for hydration, helping water get into your muscle cells and stay there. Then, electrolyte powder showed you how to recharge your muscle batteries, giving your body the minerals it needs to keep muscles supple and energized. Freeze-dried coconut water offered a natural, gentle way to top up those minerals throughout the day, with a taste that's easy to love. And finally, low-dose creatine stepped in as your nighttime recovery partner, quietly pulling water into your muscles while you sleep and helping them rebuild stronger. Individually, each of these steps can make a difference, but together, they create a 24-hour hydration plan that supports muscle strength, balance, flexibility, and even mental clarity, all essential for staying active and independent as you age. Now it's your turn. Start with just one change this week. Maybe a morning glass of lemon and mineral salt water, or a teaspoon of coconut water powder after your walk. Notice how your body feels. Then, gradually add the others until hydration becomes something you're doing naturally, without thinking about it. Your body has been taking care of you every day for decades. These minor, daily upgrades are your way of returning the favor. Stay consistent, listen to your body, and keep moving strong.